Hi there and welcome to tonight's video. My name is Paula Reed and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator going by the name of Yellow Bear Stamping. Last week I shared the unboxing of the Handmade and Heartfelt kit, which was used over the weekend for World Card Making Day. So I thought tonight I've already made one of the cards, and there's two of each design in this kit, and I thought I would just go through making them and just share a few tips that I learnt along the way when I was making my ones. So I have I'll just move, these are the instructions which have itemized on here whether you need to have a dimensional, where to place the embellishments, everything that you need. Now I found, so for each card it has 15 inches or 38 centimeters of the twine. I did that on the first one, but then on some of them I haven't included the twine, and then for some of them I actually made the twine just a little bit shorter in length. So I'm going to put this away and then we'll get going. So this is the first card that I made, and I learnt a few bits in doing it. I had put my dimensional a bit too high on the shell, and so when I stuck it down it was a little bit hard to for my positioning. So I'm just going to move those other ones out of the way. So I've put everything into bags and got it all ready. The other thing that I find, so on the instructions it had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dimensionals. I have actually cut my dimensionals in half and put an additional 4 on for all of the cards. I just find that then it doesn't sag on these bits where there are no dimensionals. And I do that on all my cards. I use more dimensionals, but often what I'll do is the big ones, I'll just cut them in half so that you're not wasting too many. So I have adhered this down onto my card. I have already pre-stamped when I was making these cards. I just stamped them all at the one time. So for these I have left them as full dimensionals. It is meant to have had some twine, but I just felt that was it's not always my style, and so I decided that I would not include it on this. So just going to pop that one down, and the instructions say for you on this one to cut the dimensional in half so that you can fit it on this narrow part. So there's nothing on that bit because it's going to be resting on there, so I can just pop that there to cover the end. Now by putting my dimensional at the bottom of this shell, it means that I've got more flexibility as to how high I want my shell to go, and there we are. So that's that. Now if you wanted you could put the twine, but I disliked it that there was enough wanting to see the cut out. So then we've got these gold bling, and I'm just going to pop one down there. I did on this card, I did them here, but I think I might actually put them, up on this part here. So there we are. So that was my tip. Just make sure on the picture it has got it a bit lower, but I had accidentally stuck it in the center. So there's those ones. Our next one is the Sunshine, Hello Sunshine card. And for this one, again, as I mentioned, I put dimensionals. It does also say to put a half one here, so that because that one's wide enough, and just to do those so that it doesn't sink. And then looking at the instructions, so this one had it that there was just one dimensional in the middle. I cut it and put 3 halves on there, again just that I didn't want my flower sinking. And then we're just going to position that up there. And so those bits, they don't sink, but also they're not as likely to catch on bits. I often find it's a bit hard doing my twine and getting it into position, so I did that, and then I put it onto, I just used one of my big glue dots. There are smaller glue dots that come in the kit, so I just cut off a portion of the roll of the glue dots, and then I adhere whatever it is that I'm wanting, pop it onto the glue dot, and then I just find that's a little bit easier to then pull off, because if you try grabbing the glue dot, it changes, you know, can end up that you don't end up with a glue dot. That's all. Now, so my twine is attached, and I'm just going to place it down there. I'm not going to push it down just yet, because I want to make sure that when I position my sentiment that I am okay. So that looks about right. And then we're just going to pop that over there so that then it covers where my glue dot is, and there's my little bit of the twine. Now this one, I'm just going to pop a bit of bling there, one down there, and one over there. Oops, don't really want that being right on. So there we go. So those ones are pretty much the same. Very pretty. Right, so then next up we have the Happy Birthday, and I really like this kit in that it's got the 5 different sentiments and really nice font, so I am sure that I will be using this for other cards. And I like the design of this one as well, and so these are, well, all of them, but this one here is one that you could easily recreate yourself with just a circle, one of the stitched ones from either the Stylish Shapes or from Spotlight on Nature, and you know, just still use this same sort of layout. For this one here, I had stuck it down so that the image had here you can see that it had the twine going behind it, and it was, again, it was like, oh, I don't know if I really want that. So, but I did, and I got out, I'd already stuck down this bit, so I got a needle and poked it through so that I could have my twine. And this is how I did it. So I thought, well, this is another option if you're not that keen on doing, you know, the little zigzaggy bit of twine. So I have threaded it. I did it this time before I stuck this mat down. So I did it, tied it in a knot, did the bow, and pulled it out. And then for my banner, I have made it so that the twine is going to be in between when I stick this down. So this is just another way of being able to sort of do that. And then, oops. So I'm just going to pop that like that. And there you go. So that bit is loose, but that's fine. And there we go. Oh, better put some bling. Right, so we'll do one in that bit. One down there, and we'll do one over there for the difference. So there we go. It's card number 3. Now, card number 4 was this one here that had, oops, get it in the camera, has all these little bits that you push out. So don't throw those away. I am going to do something with those because I've got the 2 cards. I've kept them, and we'll see what we can do. It could be do something and then stamp on them, or yeah, make a design. So this one I didn't put the twine in, and so on this one I will put the twine. And again, I've just, I did it on my desk, just going backwards and forwards so that I got it like that. And then I can pull that off, remove my finger, and we'll just position that about there. And then I'm just going to butt that up against there. I think in the image they had it out a bit, but I quite like it. There, like that. So the good thing with a kit is that you can change some of your elements up. I saw that somebody had done the next card that I'll do, and they had actually done it as a fun fold and just scored the card front in half. And yeah, and you can use some of the elements that you don't have to use them all. Yeah, it just sort of gives you an idea. Right, so then we're going to pop one over there, one there, and one up there. So that we've got, there we go. And there's it with the twine and without. Right, so then the last card is this one here, which is very pretty. When I did it, I was looking at the instructions, but I added the twine. I didn't realise, but when I put it for this one, I popped the that mat down, then I did my flowers, and then I put the twine, and it just was a little bit bulky for the sentiment. So on this one, let's be careful of that. And for one of the other ones I saw is where they had, I think they had cut this and made it into 2 pieces to use on 2 different cards. So yeah, lots of possibilities with the kits. So what we're going to do, I've done it again, popped it onto my glue dot, and we'll pull that off. And I'm going to pop that in the center, and then I am going to pop my floral image on there. It goes that way. So I just, and again I think on this one I put a few extra dimensionals. So that's about, so we'll pop that in there. And so now when I pop my sentiment on, it's and I've used these flat glue dots that come with the kit on the back of this. So I haven't put any dimensionals on this because I want that to sit flat, and I kind of worked out roughly where that is, so that then sits down, and then we will put some bling on, and there we go. So I hope you've enjoyed just a few little tips. And the other thing that I do is that when I'm doing a kit and you've got multiple of each card, is doing all the stamping first, so that you've got that all done, and then it's a lot easier just to assemble your cards. And you could do it that you stamp them all at once, but you may not assemble them all at the one time, so it just kind of saves you having to get them out all the time. So there we go, there's the first, and then there's the other card, and then we've got our happy birthday, hello sunshine, and wishing you the best. So these all then fit into the storage case holder that is part of the kit. Now kits for the next 3 days, so for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the 6th, 7th and 8th of October, we have a sale on with up to 30% off stamps off the kits, all our kit collection. So the best way to find the kits is logging onto the online store and then going to shop products and then kits, and then you can find all the kits. So I find it's great to have kits on hand for when you're going on holiday. They're all inclusive, so you can just, it's a nice small box to fit in your bag and gives you something to do while you're on holiday. Also, with Christmas just around the corner, we're 11 weeks away, kits are a great gift to give for either grandchildren or other relatives, friends. Buy one yourself and do it together, or grab some friends and we can make a fun day of it and going through and making the kits. So either order your kits online or message me before Wednesday 8 o'clock. I will pop this recording up on my YouTube channel so that you can watch it at a later date. Thanks for joining. Catch you later. Bye.